When you hear Fortnite Pro, underrated God is usually the first term to come to mind. Most players who excel at Fortnite are already well established in the Fortnite community, whether it's through their content or their streams. Even your grandmother's heard of Ninja, and believe me, she cringed when he tried to make NYC floss on New Year's. You may have not heard of the player that we're going to be analyzing today, Riverson. Talented, fast, and dangerous are a few terms to describe Team Liquid's new pickup. And we want to add one too, underrated. You may have never watched his stream, but Riverson is one of the best players in the world. In our opinion, he's even better than Tfue himself.
So picks back up the high ground. You have Riverson, ultimate high, Ashes one type beneath. Out of mats. He was out of mats, so now Riverson dropping down and gonna challenge on the KO, and he finds it. No problem. Riverson picking it up there. I know he says he only had 2 elims. It was more like 6.
Not only is he absolutely insane when it comes to mechanical skills such as building and editing, but he's also a monster in arena. He shines in Fortnite tournaments like the World Cup. So, in this analysis, we're going to be looking at the Fortnite community's recent star to find out what makes him an absolute machine when it comes to Fortnite Battle Royale. Let's start this video off with some background info on Riverson, a look at where he started. And we don't mean where he was born or what his sign is. No, we're only going back a few weeks. That's when Riverson first made his skills known. It was during the first week of the Fortnite World Cup qualifiers. With millions of dollars on the line, this is one of the most highly anticipated tourneys to date in all of esports. Hundreds of thousands of players have competed. Each week, the top 3,000 players entered the qualifier. To guarantee a spot in Fortnite World Cup's main event, competitors have to place in the top 6. And during the first week of qualifiers, it was only the top 2. And that's what Riverson did. Riverson placed second in the first ever Fortnite World Cup qualifier. He was rewarded a spot in the main event and a $50,000 prize. But most importantly, he started to make a name for himself. Placing second out of hundreds of thousands of participants is impressive on its own. But let's put this into perspective even more by taking a look at Tfue. It took 3 weeks for the guy to qualify. Prior to this, he had failed to even place in top 6, not even close. And by the time Tfue did qualify, many of the insane players had already qualified. Incredible competitors that were still looking for the shot while Riverson was playing in week 1. Just another thing to keep in mind. And we're not the only ones gassing him up. Tfue has hosted Riverson, as Tfue's aware that Riverson is an insane player that deserves some recognition. And Tfue isn't the only guy in the pro scene to take notice of Riverson's insane abilities. Team Liquid, a leading organization in the Fortnite community, picked him up as soon as they first saw him. Team manager Corey Aruda had this to say about his first interactions with 3 of their newest pickups, including Riverson. "I've been watching the Cups very closely, and these players stood out tremendously. I knew after my first conversation with them that I wanted them to be a part of the Team Liquid family. They're great young men, and most importantly, they represent everything we strive for. Be the best player you can be in-game and be the best person you can be out of game. And Liquid is no easy organization to join. They feature some of the greatest talents and one of the most stacked teams in the Fortnite community. Their roster includes some very popular streamers and players such as 72 Hours, Strafe Shot, and Poach. Team Liquid wasn't the only team who craved Riverson though. We can see in this tweet that even major teams like Team Luminosity wanted Riverson alongside their impressive lineups. So what was making all these teams so confident in Riverson, a guy nobody has even really heard of? Riverson also placed in many other Fortnite tournaments, some of these being the Blackheart Cup, Share the Love event, Fortnite Gauntlet event, and many more. He's even placed in the World Cup Week 3 qualifiers on top of his previous placement in Week 1. This secures him extra prize money and helps to show his consistency and skill in the game. Let's get into some gameplay analysis to find out how Riverson keeps placing in these tourneys. Being a Fortnite pro isn't easy. There are a large number of players who are all capable of being very good at the game. However, there are some that prove time and time again that they've got something that separates them from the rest. Riverson is one of those people. Riverson has mechanical skills on the keyboard and mouse that easily place him amongst the top Fortnite players. And his incredibly fast building skills and edit plays set him apart from those guys. Tunneling is one of the main building strategies all pros bring out in close quarter and in-game situations. And this is where Riverson shines. We've seen his gameplay countless times, so trust us when we say that his tunnels are not only incredibly fast, but extremely versatile. Paired with his movement and positioning, Riverson's tunnels give him great cover and also provide a bridge to many of his aggressive pushes. There have been many instances where we've watched Myth and Riverson play together. But what happens next during their games isn't what most would expect. Watching their gameplay, we see Myth following Riverson's lead, allowing Riverson to make the calls. This is because Myth knows that Riversan's in-game skill level is superior to most, including himself. This happens especially a lot in the endgame. That's where Riversan bursts out the insane tunneling strategies he's known for. While Riversan is expertly navigating his way through all the chaos, we almost always see Myth walk through Riversan's already built tunneling path instead of forging his own. This isn't something that most pros do. Oftentimes in the endgames, we see pros branch away from each other and hunt down kills in unison, while also having a different focus. However, when Myth plays with Riversan, he trusts him to the point where he allows Riversan to guide him, even in the endgame. And that's not Riversan's only insane building skill. He has building mechanics that outskill even the best in the world. In this 1v1 vs 100T Kenneth, we see Riversan absolutely dominate a well-known pro player for 100T. His fast and accurate building skills, as well as his knowledge of the best building strategies, give him the edge over Kenneth. And Riversan didn't even have to wear a soccer skin to do it. Although 100T Kenneth is a very good builder, Riversan's speed and accuracy are far superior to him, and almost every other pro player. It's almost to the point where even a pro as good as 100T Kenneth looks like the average player when facing Riversan. But Riversan is just quick. He also makes high IQ building plays that further separate him from the other pros. In contrast to many good players nowadays who can only build fast, Riversan's builds are also accurate. I guarantee that all of his builds are done with a purpose. Almost every ramp, floor, wall, or pyramid he places is calculated with the immense amount of strategy behind it. Riversan almost always uses his materials in the most efficient way possible. That's an incredible skill to have in Arena, including the Fortnite World Cup tournaments. Many good players often run into the problem of running out of mats in the endgame. And although it's impossible to see a player never run out of materials, we see Riversan almost always finish out a game with a good amount of materials left over. This isn't due to a lack of building, however, no, this is due to his insane aim and fighting skills, which we will be outlining in the next section of this analysis. At number 2, we have his ludicrous aim and impeccable gunfighting skills. Pros have a lot of flexibility with their aim thanks to building. Having to hit shots perfectly isn't always a necessity, as building can easily make up for lousy shots and missed opportunities. However, this is not an option for Riversan. In almost no scenario do you see him miss an important shot. In fact, his aim is so precise that he makes it seem like a bloom doesn't exist. In many of his streams, it is evident that he can hit his shots with relative ease. He flies through the endgame, one-pumping and spraying down other competitors. This aggressive and accurate gameplay is what makes him deadly. Not only do these aiming skills grant kills and points, but they also give him materials and health back. This is the main driving force behind his incredible endgame, where he runs through people who struggle to keep up with his incredible pace. Many of the best pro players like Mongraal and Tfue have great aim. Their aim is what pulls them out of many tight situations. For most, this is seen as a clutch play. For Riversan, these are simply normal things that he displays every single game.
Oh, dude, Grandma's isn't looted. There might be a plane.
At number 3, we have Riversan's ability to make important decisions fast. Many times in the pro scenes and competitions, we see players choke. That's making a bad choice when under intense pressure. Choking usually occurs in the endgame, where there's large spectatorship on a player. From being on the Fortnite's livestream to getting scrutinized as a public figure, Riversan remains calm even in the most intense in-game moments. Massive recognition has caused many pros to lose it during critical moments. Yet, we've seen Riversan perform exceptionally well in in-games being broadcasted all over Twitch, with hundreds of thousands of viewers. And he doesn't just perform well, he secures Victory Royale against some of the best players in the world. Riversan has proven multiple times that this pressure doesn't affect him. Even in his tweets, he shows his strong confidence. This shortness is always important when competing against some of the best in the world. Whether he doesn't feel pressure or he's just learned to cope with it, Riversan never lets his nerves make him choke. Riversan's gameplay and personality set him apart from the top Fortnite pros and public figures. And we believe this is only the beginning for him. It's only been a few weeks and Riversan has already proven that he's superior to his competitors in many ways. We hope this video sheds some light on his smart plays, quick building, and impeccable aim, As we reach the end of this video, we'd like to thank you guys for watching, and I hope that our analysis did a good job of breaking down Riversan's playstyle and secret skills. Let us know what you think of Riversan. Do you think he's better than Tfue? Thank you all so much for watching again. Once again, this is Keith Allen Henson, and good luck on your Fortnite grind.